¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Tío Lalo here with you today. We are going to be doing some practice tonight. Sorry, it's been a while. I haven't been on the bench for about two weeks now, maybe even more. But so this is some double-sided stick tape right here. We are going to be doing something a little different tonight. It's going to be quick. We're going to make this a quick lesson. I've only got about, say, 30 minutes at most. We're going to be using, obviously, the double-sided stick tape, a practice plate, and then some of this Jeweler's Antique Bronze. It's dead soft. What we're going to be doing, essentially, is I want to try and practice creating a scroll made out of basically a gold scroll. So in essence, create a gold scroll in just normal steel. This is brass. Now, if you guys are looking to do gold inlay, 24 karat gold is a lot easier to work with than brass is. So we're going to go ahead and just start off with trying to make a decent All right. That's about it. That's all we really need right now. We've got this is our ceramic scribe right here. Going to use this to basically scribe in. All right. Now tonight we are not using the Lindsay graver. So this is my Lindsay graver. We're not using this one. We're using the GRS. And we're using the GRS mainly because, in all honesty, the newest GRS is a lot more powerful, I think. So I get more power out of it. And tonight we're going in deep with this one. So what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Make sure we're good. That was just a handle. For this first one, we're just gonna make our initial Okay. All right. So this is our initial cut right here. We're going to now go through. Now we're going to use you can see, this is a flat graver. And in essence, what you want to look at doing is just about the same width, because that's what we're going to be placing in right here. Now again, brass is kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. So we are going to attempt our best to get it right. right, let me open it up a little bit the opposite direction. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, what we're doing is we're getting prepped for a scroll, basically a backbone inlay with brass. Now, this is usually done with a softer metal, like you can do it with copper or gold. Gold is usually the standard, but if you can do it with brass, you can probably do it with gold just fine. Remember to use dead soft. Every metal that you're using, dead soft, meaning it's been annealed to a heat and cooled where it's basically as soft as it can be at room temperature. All right, guys. Okay, so we've gone through with this flat graver. We've gone through and done this. Now, what we want to do is we want to take our edge right here, just the corner edge, and we're going to basically dip it right into the corners and create a bevel, in essence, for the metal to go into. So we're going to come in. And it's just taking that small corner of the flat graver and digging it into the corner to kind of create a bevel. For the metal to go into. Okay, we've created a bevel. I would suggest doing it on both sides for tonight's sake. We're trying to keep it under time. Now we're going to go through and we're going to create, in essence, small burrs in order for the metal, the brass here, to actually sink in and otherwise lock into this other metal, mild steel right here. So let's go ahead and go through. And I usually suggest going backwards. That way it gives you room to clear, because if you go forwards like this, what ends up happening is you'll do one and then you have to clear it, and you keep having to try to get steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper. So if you go this way, it will just be a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and get started from here, the back end. And you're essentially creating teeth for the metal to sink in and lock in. Bunch of little teeth, bunch of burrs. Now guys, I am not a master engraver by any means, so if you are tuning in and you are, I always appreciate the tips. This is a high-speed inlay, mainly because I'm headed to bed shortly. It's already 11 here. Andrew, yes, sorry man, I haven't been around for a little bit. I've been gone. I've been out of town for a couple weeks. And tonight we're just doing a quick one. I just figured I'd jump on, do a quick one finally. I barely hit the bench earlier today. Just got some practice in. Tonight we're practicing metal inlay. So this is really good for borders on firearms, jewelry, artwork. You know, fine art. This is a really good technique to learn and to add. Usually, like a nice precious metal into either stainless steel or mild steel. Now we're using mild steel tonight. I'm getting ready to put an inlay into a firearm, and so I'm trying to practice as much as possible this week. All right. Andrew, we're going to be trying brass, actually, bronze. So tonight we've got Dead Soft Antique Jewelers Bronze. Now this stuff is not great for inlaying. Like, don't get me wrong, this is not the best, but it works. I've done it a couple times already. But it's just a little harder than I'd like. So bear with me, guys. This is gonna get interesting because I don't know how the results are about to turn out. So now we're gonna slow down. Now listen to my so the graver right now. Listen to it. We've got we're about 3,300. We're actually gonna knock it down to about 1,400. Maybe even a little bit faster, right around there. So we're probably about 1,600 strokes, but it hits pretty hard. So this is because I want harder hits each go. And let's see how this goes real fast, guys. I'm gonna cut some of this Dead Soft bronze. Let's see what we can make happen. Diego the Great, inlaying. So basically you're inlaying a different type of metal into another metal, in essence. So most people do silver, copper, or gold. I don't have gold laying around to just use. So we are going to be using brass, or in other words, dead soft bronze here tonight. Let's see, right here. It's gripping, but I'm trying to... Okay. There's our initial start. It's not pretty, but it's an initial start. And now we can start to... There we go. And I'm using a stainless steel punch. Usually you want to use something softer, probably like a brass punch, so you're not marring the steel itself. But this is just a practice piece, so I'm not super worried about it. But it gives you guys an idea. And yes, I did. I did a small one. It was probably right before you tuned in. I just actually did it on the outside. I didn't do it on the inside. I basically told everyone, do as I say, not as I do on this one. I'm in a hurry tonight. I know that's not the right answer for engraving, but this is just practice. But we do have one undercut. And then the burrs as well. Now, I'm actually surprised how nice this brass is actually inlaying right now. I was not expecting it to inlay this nice. Compared to how I've been struggling with it recently. Watch me eat my words real fast. Again, guys, you can see that I'm marring a little bit, and that's why we go with the brass punch usually rather than a steel punch, because it will mar, and you will be sanding for quite a while trying to fix the errors. Not sticking. That's not good. There we go. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Did with a great brass. This is 22 gauge on this one. It's pretty thin. I just ordered some dead soft copper in an assorted piece just to see what kind of wire for inlaying I really would like. Because I'd like to get some gold, but I just don't have the money. Andrew, yeah, I'm hoping that hopefully, like, when I go to polish, sand and polish this, Probably tomorrow we'll be able to see what it looks like. Let's see. And guys, sorry I haven't been around for a little bit. Been on vacation. I say vacation, I basically went to go see my family. And honestly, I'm actually impressed how good that's locking in for as quick of a burr system that we just made while we were on here. So like I said, guys, I was trying to keep it under 30 minutes or 30 minutes or less. We might actually hit our time, which is wild because I did not expect to hit that time, honestly. Slowly get around there. Try to lock it in. These tight spaces are where it's going to be really hard. You really want to try to focus on actually hitting here and maybe some of the edge that we beveled to create that lock in. Andrew, yeah, silver's heard silver's a weird one. I've got plenty of silver, but where I'm going to be working on firearms and I'm bluing them, I've heard silver tarnishes pretty good with cold bluing, and you can't dump silver or copper, basically any other non-ferrous metal into hot blue because it'll ruin the salts, apparently, is what the gunsmith was telling me. So I'm trying to learn how to do this before I go and maybe jack it up with 24 karat gold, because I don't got the money for that. All right, guys, look at that. Now I'm just going to cut it. Oh, we screwed up. Look at that. I knew it was going to happen. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to cut it. See that right there? It's coming up. Let's go ahead and try to pound it in. If we can pound it in, great. If not, then we're going to have to cut and reset another piece of wire. I knew it was going to happen. See if I can force it in. There might be a lost cause right now. Yeah, that's a lost cause. Okay. All right, guys, I think we're gonna get it this time, maybe. That's why I'm always nervous about inlays, because I'm not great at them. But hopefully we can get it here. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, Andrew, actually, I've seen a lot of master engravers inlay precious metals into a lot of the nicer high friction firearms. A lot of 1911s, Brownings, a lot of revolvers get done. But yeah, I've seen quite a few people do inlays. Now you can also plate gold, and that was my other solution for it. But I really was hoping to be able to, you know, get this to actually come in nicely. Okay, good start. Nope, son of a gun. Let's see, we might be SOL on this one, guys. I might have screwed the inlay up. Let's see, try this again. This one's rough because I might have to go in super deep now at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to figure out how to get it to really okay. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. Feel like there's a lot going on up in there. I've marred the crap out of this, so this is not a prime example for inlays, guys. So this is a very dirty inlay. Because I probably should have undercut more, but we're just gonna roll with it right now. I'm gonna see if I can make it stick or not. Let's see if I can make it stick. All right, let's see. Let me grab the piece of wire I had in my hand. Well, we are 31 minutes now. I was hoping to keep it to 30 minutes, but here we are. All right. So instead of starting from the copper side, I'm going to start from the brass side. Start here. Oh yeah. This one's going to be marred up for sure. We're going to be doing some sanding tomorrow, guys. Luckily, I've got a good grinder. This is not ideal for firearms because you don't want to grind a ton when it comes to a firearm. Okay. Now that we're there, Quack attack, make it stick. Yeah, no kidding. I am pounding the crap out of this thing right now, trying to make it stick in there. I absolutely am laying the gas. All right, here we go. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and Get the punch back on. And just make sure that everything's sticking good. There we go. Marred up, right? All right. That looks like dog poop, to be honest, right now. So, like Andrew was saying, hopefully it cleans up once we get stuff sanded. I'm gonna take a quick, just a flat graver to the top. Flat graver, we're just using it to kind of level some of the stuff off, the excess that was above the surface. So when we sand tomorrow, it's a grind or whatever we decide to do. And the ending right here looks like dog poo-poo. All right. Well, that looks not great by any means, guys. But that is a quick down and dirty on inlay into a different metal. So hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of just an inlay and how we can inlay into a firearm or jewelry or whatever else you got. That's going to call it a night. Thank you again for tuning in, guys. Until next time, keep engraving, keep creating art. Peace out.